Hi guys, welcome to Poly Bridge Review. Well, I'm probably the last guy to jump on this bandwagon, and if it wasn't for Dume Gamer, check out the site, it's in the description below. I wouldn't have played this at all. And there's a reason for that. Because I've played bridge puzzle simulator games in the past, and they all pretty much suck balls. And the reason for that is that generally they are designed as a problem solving simulator, puzzle solving game where there is one way to do it, and either it's to get it below the budget or to use the only available materials, etc, etc, etc. And basically they're fun to play, but they get tedious after 2 or 3 rounds and then you're done with it. So I was very, what's the word for it, apprehensive to play this game. I've heard about it and I've heard the enthusiasm about the game, but I didn't want to get onto the hype train just yet. But I have to say, it lives up to the hype. It really does. For those who don't know, it is a bridge building puzzle game. You have a couple of materials available, like wood. Generally, sometimes you get steel, sometimes you get steel with just a certain quantity. You get hydraulics, you get rope, you get steel. And the idea is that you get your trucks across, or you get one truck across, then open the bridge for a boat, and another truck will go after that, and the bridge has to hold up. Simple as that. It's incredibly simple, but what makes it different from many other bridge puzzle games is the fact that you get a tremendous amount of freedom. There are kitty. There are a lot of games out there that want you to get hi cat, want you to get your their solution, what the developer thought would be the way to solve the problem. And of course, this game has it in some quantities, but not nearly as much as other games. It is quite simply more sandbox than puzzle. It is still a puzzle game. You still have to fix the issue and get your cars across, lower or raise the road deck. But in some cases, a good example is a level where there are 3 boats that need to pass, and you can actually you get the options of hydraulics, but you don't need to do that. You can actually make the bridge high enough to go over it. And another thing is you have a budget, but you're allowed to go over budget, which is just very, very liberating. You don't have to worry about not making it. You don't have to worry about staying on cost. Of course, your score it gets higher if you stay on the budget, but you know, I'm not playing this in competitive mode. I'm just glad that a bridge works even though I go over budget, and it's just weirdly satisfying if you get the mechanics to use it and to finally get what you want, to have it working, to get your cars across. Not like this, that's a bad example. And it takes time to figure out how everything works, but once you grasp it and you kind of get the feel of it, and I'm making a lot of noobs mistakes in this particular section, but in the end I get it to work. I'm getting closer, okay, not quite there yet, but yeah, it kind of starts clicking. You kind of get the idea of how it works and what you need to do to make it work. And once it does, there you go. Almost there. Just a little bit more. And it's just oddly satisfying. And I started recording my play session for, I figured out I'm gonna play this for like half an hour, maybe an hour. I ended up playing it on one sitting for 3 hours. And there are not a lot of games that get me to do that. Especially not a game that is pretty simple in its setup. It's a very, very basic, easy to understand, easy to play game. You just have a gap to cross, pretty much. And yeah, you need to figure out how to do that and how to get your cars across without crashing and breaking apart and all that kind of stuff. And there are a lot of tools in this game that makes it a lot easier to do. You can draw an arc and have it autofill with the pieces you want. You can build, you can copy sections, and that makes it just all a lot easier to make complex designs with what feels to be a relatively short period of time. But reality is that you're gonna spend way more time in this game than you would think, and that's a good thing. It's one of those games that secretly eat all your free time away, and that's okay. I mean, that's a sign of a good game, something that you just enjoy playing, and you don't notice all the time that it's eating away. Your family might, but that's too bad for them. They might enjoy the game also. So yeah, all the hype, it is actually worth it. It is true. It's yeah, sometimes you just have to rewatch why a bridge collapsed. It's not always obvious, especially when you just started. Sometimes you build a bridge and you're pretty damn sure it will hold up, and then it doesn't. So yeah, it can be frustrated at times, but I try to finish each level without consulting YouTube. Because if you want, you can. Please, if you play the game, don't watch YouTube too much. I know you're watching this one, and leave it at this. Don't watch anymore, because the game is so much more fun if you don't know the solution. It's so much more satisfying if you figure it out on your own. Sometimes you really get stuck. Just Google that level and you will find a video explaining how to get through it, but try not to watch too many videos of this game, because this game is best played with a virgin mindset. And I'm pretty sure I sometimes over-engineer everything. Not that it matters too much, but I'd rather have a bridge that's over-engineered than under-engineered and will collapse. But this one is over budget, but it makes it. It's just over budget, and I try to get on the budget and just make it. But sometimes you just have to go over budget. The weird thing is, there are people you see where you end up in the ranking, and you make a bridge and it's over budget, and that's the only way you know how to make it. And there are people that do it with like a tenth of what you have spent. No idea how they do it, but that's the beauty of the game. You solve it the way you like it, and it's very flexible. And I think there are on the top of my head 150 level designs right now. Quite a few. I've played, I think, about 30, and so far it's kept being challenging, it's kept being interesting, and they keep getting more elaborate with more with multiple that failed, with multiple challenges within it. So all in all, it's a very, very good game, and I would definitely recommend it. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to share your thoughts, then drop a comment, give the video a like or a dislike. That's where the button is for. And if you want to see more videos, then please subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.